Thank you. It's really unbelievable to be here today, so I'm just going to take a moment. And breathe it in. Yeah. So if you could give yourself any gift right now, any gift, no resource allocation constraints, no problems, what would it be? Just think about it in your mind. Any gift. Besides champagne. So I have a gift for you today. It's here. And I'm just going to keep it here safely while I tell you a little story. I'm just going to prolong the anticipation a little bit. My name is Archana, as you heard. The Sanskrit word meaning honor and praise. And everything about my name, from its meaning to the religious and cultural norms associated to it, were deeply encoded within me. I would wake every morning to the tinkling of bells. I would enjoy the smell of incense and spices filling my home. And I would listen to family members tell stories of fighting for freedom. How education was the golden ticket and how each of us could make an impact. Thanks. Sorry. Yet every time I step, that's not even the hard part. God. Yet every time I stepped outside my front door, I was faced with feelings of needing more. As an Indian growing up in Switzerland, everything about me, from my name to my culture, to my language, were different. Yet I felt completely invisible. No one invited me to their homes. No one wanted to play with me. No one picked me to be on their team. So I searched for more. I focused on keeping my head down, my grades way the hell up, and I just kept trying to do what society expected me to do and be who they wanted me to be. When I get invited to my classmates' home, then I will be happy. When I get into university, then I will be satisfied. When I get into business school, then I will be more satisfied. And when I get a job in finance, I will be fucking thrilled. I just kept running to fit in, running to keep up, running to do more, be more, achieve more. I silenced myself, I hid my gift, and I felt incomplete, completely disconnected from myself. And then in 2013, my mother died. The breast cancer that she had had 20 years prior metastasized into her lungs, and there was nothing more the doctors could do. But the one thing that I remember the most about that time was how my father responded. From bringing her her favorite foods to sitting with her as she watched endless reruns of Law & Order, the latest Bollywood films, he was simply present. And on hindsight, I realized that the greatest gift that my father gave my mother during those moments was the gift of time. He made sure that she felt seen and heard. So when she finally passed away and when the pain stopped, it was in the knowledge that she was truly loved. So that cosmic signpost hit me in the face. More was not going to be me anymore, but I knew that I was going to have to dig deep to feel whole again. And so what did I do? As part of the if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist crowd, I dove straight into the research on well-being and adversity. I wanted to understand what drove it, and I shouldn't have been surprised to learn that it came from three parts. It was like a three-legged stool. It was work, it was relationships, and it was self. Well-being then came from showing up fully across those three domains. And in order to show up fully, you had to reach in. Then and only then could you reach out and power up. So 3.3 billion of us go to work every day. We spend a third of our lives there, and yet only 15, that's 15% of us actually connect to what we do. So that creates huge amounts of stress. Add to that the hassles of daily life, so being late for a meeting, an unexpected work deadline, an argument with a partner, or a computer that blows up right before a client meeting. These things add to it. We tell ourselves that these are first world problems, that they don't matter, but they do. In fact, the WHO estimates that we lose up to $1 trillion each year in measurable things like absenteeism, and that's before even accounting for things like innovation and creativity. So when the stool wobbled, some power down. A bit like me, they shut down or they act out to self-protect. And then there are others, and these people are amazing. They power up by drawing on two amazing skills: contentment and mindfulness. Contentment is the power to look inward and to see that no matter what is going on around you, you are whole. And mindfulness then allows you to dampen the noise and to listen to what your soul, the word for the breath in ancient Greek, really needs. I call this contentfulness. The power to reach in order to power up and reach out. So just to be absolutely clear, contentfulness is not an emotion. It's an intention. It's a way of living. So I intentionally decided to act because that's my security blanket. Just do stuff, help myself out. I work at a wealth management firm that beautifully integrates people, process, and performance. But just like most businesses, we too faced our own set of challenges during the pandemic. We started to see stress levels and anxiety levels rising, and we started to hear disconnection and discontent increasing. So we made a commitment to work through it together. We shared what we loved. We connected through fun and laughter. We found moments to intentionally disconnect. We prioritized family time and delivered food to homes to ease the burden of juggling it all. We advocated for and supported well-being, and we normalized the importance of self-care. But even with all of that, I still hadn't gotten the message, right? I still hadn't reached in. And then I had to write this speech. And I wanted to deliver a speech that was gonna knock your socks off. That was gonna be filled with meaning, but I was so terrified of failing and so afraid that I wouldn't get your acceptance that I just kept searching for more. When I find the perfect example, I will be happy. When I work longer with the data, I will find meaning. When I connect it all together in one story, then I will have arrived. I just kept powering through the anxiety and the doubt, determined to do better, be better, hustle some more. And then on August 6th, I delivered another version of my speech to my rock star cohort over there. And when I was finished, they asked me, how do you feel? And I just said, I'm exhausted. I have given this thing everything I've got, and I have actually got nothing left to give. It turns out that was wrong. But as the feedback started coming, I felt that my chest was getting tighter, that my stomach hurt. I felt like I was coming untethered because I knew that they were calling me out on the one thing that I feared the most. That was myself. So there was only one thing to do. I had to practice what I had learned, right? I had to reach in. I was gonna have to release control, and I was gonna have to feel the emotions. This would allow me then to reach out. And that was in fact the gift that my parents had given to me, and I finally realized I had to give it to myself. So I powered up and I just kept repeating, I am whole, I am present, I am more than enough. And I felt this unbelievable sense of freedom freedom from what you might think about me, freedom to share my message, freedom to be seen and heard as I stand here on this podium today, freedom to appreciate my gift. I wanted to live in contentfulness, to be able to show up here today in full, unfiltered living color. So today I challenge you, choose contentfulness. You know, when fear, anxiety, and uncertainty leave you feeling untethered, remind yourself to simply reach in. If that voice in your head gets loud, remind yourself that perfection is just comparison waiting in the wings. Remind yourself that more is not necessarily better. But you have to reach in first. That was the kind of step that I missed. Because it's an inside job. It's our work. It's our responsibility. And it could be one of the greatest gifts we give ourselves. Picasso said the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. So today, I'm offering you a gift of contentfulness. What you find inside this box may be different for each and every one of you, but I hope that if you want to live, lead, parent, or teach with impact, I hope that you will open it. I hope you reach in. And then I hope you share it freely with as many people as you think might benefit. I hope you reach out. Because when we see that, and when we hear that, we won't just succeed, we will soar together. Thank you.